What are Blender add-ons? They're kind of like mods in games, like when you find Superman, Iron Man, or Batman in a game.
I'm Batman.
Add-ons in Blender are similar to game mods. They can make designing easier and more fun. For example, instead of doing 10 steps to perform a certain function, you might find an add-on that does it all with one click. Let's say you want to do a Boolean operation. You'd normally need to add a modifier, tweak some settings, switch the second object to wireframe so you can see what's happening. But with an add-on, you just select what you want to modify and click one button. It does everything automatically. Are add-ons essential? The answer is no. You can absolutely work in Blender without any add-ons. Like we just said, an add-on doesn't do anything you can't already do in Blender. It just makes things easier. As long as you know how to do it manually, the add-on is just a helping tool. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The channel is still new, and we want to grow fast. Let's get into the tutorial.
I just wanted to say thanks.
How to install the add-ons we'll cover. Go to Edit, scroll down to Preferences, then go to Get Extensions and search for the add-on by name. You'll find all the names in the video description. After you install them, go to Add-ons and make sure they're enabled. Let's start with the first one. This first add-on is super simple but really useful, especially when I'm doing animation and need to adjust the start or end frame, or jump between keyframes. Normally, I have to create a small timeline section on top, and doing that every time gets boring. This add-on puts timeline buttons directly into the graph editor, action editor, and others. It's a small thing, but super helpful if you do a lot of animation work. This next add-on. I was actually planning to make a separate video for it, so this one wouldn't get too long. But anyway, it basically gives you a button that plays the animation only once instead of looping. If you have multiple actions in one project, like this one where an object goes up in 30 frames, and another action moves it to the side in 60 frames, both start at frame 0. One ends at 30, the other at 60. When you switch between them, you'd have to manually adjust the start and end frames every time. That's annoying and easy to mess up in big projects. This add-on lets you set start-end frames for each action individually. When you switch actions, it automatically updates the frames. So first, press the N key to open this menu, turn on the first option, and then set the start and end frames down here. Make sure to do this for every action individually. Here's a simple animation scene, a camera moving in a straight line. This next add-on lets you add camera shake easily instead of animating it manually. You'll get tons of options to tweak the shake. Select your camera, go to Camera Settings, and you'll see a new option called Camera Shakify. Click the plus icon to add shake, then you'll see the settings below. There's a drop-down for shake types. Try them all and see what fits your project. There's also a setting called Influence, which controls the intensity of the shake, 0 to 1. Now, I'm editing this video from the future and tried setting Influence to 1. Turns out the max is actually 4. You can quadruple the shake strength. I thought it was worth mentioning, so yeah, continue the video. You can keyframe the influence setting to control when the shake happens, like make it strong in one scene and subtle in another. There are two other settings, scale and speed. I didn't notice much difference with scale, but speed is great if you want to control how fast the shake is. Like I said, play around with them and pick what works. You don't need a PhD in camera shaking. It's random by nature. You can even combine multiple shake types or trigger different ones at different times. Pro tip: add at least a little bit of shake. It gives your animation a bit of life and realism. This next add-on gives you 3 new types of cameras, much more advanced than the default one. I use them in almost every animation with complex camera movements. Press Shift plus A, and you'll find all three camera types. They're all good, but I mostly use the second one. It basically does everything I need. To control the camera, select it in Object mode and switch to Pose mode. You'll see a target bone. Move it, and the camera will always look at it. Then you have another bone like a controller. It moves the camera while still looking at the target. There's one more bone that works like the default camera. You can move it freely without looking at the target. The last bone is the root. Move it, and everything moves together. Honestly, this add-on is one of my favorites. It's simple, and the results are way better than the regular camera. Around 90% of my animations use these rigged cameras. I'll show you a quick example of the same animation with and without the add-on. You'll see the difference. They took the same amount of time to make, maybe even less with the add-on. I don't think I even need to explain. It's super obvious. The quality is miles better, and editing the rigged camera is much easier because every bone has a specific role, and each has separate animation. Seriously, this add-on is amazing. I highly recommend it. This next one needs two separate objects to work. Select the object you want to scatter and the surface to scatter it on. Press F3, search for scatter, and click it. Then, left-click on the surface object to start drawing the scatter path. The settings will show up on the right side under Scene Settings. You can control randomness, alignment, size variation, and more. Spend some time playing with the settings. You'll get the hang of it. To do a Boolean operation without the add-on, you'd have to select the box, add a Boolean modifier, pick the second object, and switch it to wireframe so you can see what's going on. With the add-on, just select both objects and click one button. You'll find the options in the N menu. It's split into two sections. The top one applies changes immediately and makes them uneditable. The bottom one lets you keep editing later. Clicking that button will do everything we mentioned earlier. You can also choose whether to apply the changes permanently or hide the Boolean effect, but it'll still show in the final render. If you've got two objects and want to merge them while removing overlapping geometry, open the Boolean menu and choose the second option. It'll combine both objects into one, as if they melted into each other and now share vertices. Like part of the sphere becomes a cube and vice versa. To keep the video from getting too long, and to save my sanity during editing, I drew a reference image to explain what each option does. Take a screenshot. It might help someday, who knows? All the objects you see here, I didn't model any of them, and I didn't download them from outside. They're all built into Blender, like the cube and sphere, and there are many more. This add-on gives you tons of useful basic shapes. Great if you don't want to model everything from scratch. And it's not just preset shapes. You can fully customize height, width, thickness, the brick pattern, random or ordered, and more. There's a really cool one called Wall. Gives you a rock wall with customizable settings. Tall, short, thick, thin, random brick placement, etc. Tons of options. If I explain every one, we'd need another full video. By the way, these shapes show up in the same menu where you usually get the cube, sphere, and the classic starter objects. This add-on gives you a tree generator to make forests. You'll find it under curve greater than sapling tree gen last option. You can tweak everything: height, size, branch count, length, density, angle, and even the shape: alive, dead, bent, or upright. You can also manually edit the tree, literally infinite variations. Last add-on, UV Tools. Honestly, this one is packed with options, but if you're a beginner, you probably won't understand most of it. If you do know UV stuff, download it and explore. It's not that complex if you're already familiar with UV workflows. If you don't even know what UVs are yet, you won't need this add-on right now. And that's the end of the video. Finally, if you learned anything or found this helpful, please like and subscribe so we can grow the channel and do more cool stuff in the future. That's it. See you.
I just wanted to say